Let's answer part 1 of exercise 1. So here we have to determine A4. So A4 is basically replacing the value of x as 4 into the function a of x. So I'm going to replace x by 4. So therefore this becomes 2 times of 4 cube plus 5. So this equals 4 raised to the power of 3, which is 4 cube, is 4 multiplied with itself by 3 times. So this equals 64 plus 5, and 2 times of 64 is 128. So 128 plus 5, this equals 133. Now let's answer part 2, that is we have to determine a of 2. So this is basically evaluating the function a of x when x equals 2. So I'm going to replace x by 2 into the function a of 2. So therefore this becomes 2 times of 2 cube plus 5, and this becomes 2 times of 2 cube is 2 multiplied with itself 3 times, so which is equivalent to 8 plus 5, and this equals 2 times of 8 is 16 plus 5, and this equals 21. So we found a of 2. Now let's do part 3. That is, we have to determine a of 4 times of a of 2. We already found a of 4 as 133. So therefore, this is equivalent to 133 times of a of 2, which we found as 21. So it's basically multiplying these two numbers. And when we multiply these two numbers, that is 133 times of 21, this equals 2793. So we answered part 3. We now answer all the 3 parts of the exercise 2. So to answer all the 3 parts, we have to first write the mathematical equivalent of this statement. That is, we have to first write down the function b of x in function notation. So if we read this statement, it says that b of x is a function which multiplies the input by 100 and subtracts 5. So first, if we consider the input as x, multiply the input by 400. So we can say that we multiply this x by 100, which gives 100x, and then subtracts 5. So we subtract 5 from this first expression. So basically, this is the expression which represents the function b of x. So we can write down the function b of x. This equals 100x minus 5. Now we can answer all the 3 parts of this question. So in part 1, we have to determine b of 9, which is found by replacing x by 9. So this becomes b of 9 equals 100 times of 9 minus 5. And this equals 100 times of 9 is 900 minus 5. And this equals 895. Now let's answer part 2. That is, we have to find b of 10.34, which means we have to replace x by 10.34 into the b of x function. So when we do that, we get b of 10.34. This equals 100 times of 10.34 minus 5. 100 times of 10.34 is 1034 minus 5. And 1034 minus 5 is 1029. So we found the values of b of 9 and b of 10.34. So we can determine the part 3, which is b of 9 plus b of 10.34, which is basically the sum of the answers in part 1 and part 2. So the answer in part 1 is 895. The answer in part 2 is 1029. So basically, this expression, or the value of p of 9 plus p of 10.34, equals 895 plus 1029. And adding this, we get 1924. So this answers part 3. Let's answer exercise 3. In part 1, we have to determine c of 2. So here we can utilize the graph of the function c of x. This is the graph of c of x. So we determine c of 2, that is when x equal to 2. This is x equal to 1. and x equal to 2. So corresponding function value is this is -1, -2, and -3. So C of 2 equals -3. Now let's answer part 2. That is, we have to determine C of -1, which means this is x equals -1, and we find that corresponding function value. So we construct a vertical line like this, and this vertical line intersects the graph at this point. So this point is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it is positive 6. So clearly this is C of -1 is positive 6. Now let's answer part 3, which is we have to determine C of 2 raised to the power of 4 times C of -1 raised to the power of 2. So we can utilize the answers in part 1 and part 2. In part 1, the value of C of 2 is -3. So I can replace the C of 2 as -3 raised to the power of 4 times C of -1, which is available from part 1, which is 6. So this is 6 quantity squared. And -3 raised to the power of 4 is -3 multiplied itself by 4 times. So this becomes like -3 times of -3 times of -3, 4 times, and 6 raised to the power of 2, or this is 6 squared, is 6 multiplied with itself twice. So this is negative times negative is positive, positive times negative is negative, and negative times negative is positive. So the sign of this quantity is a positive number, and 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 times 3 is 81. So basically this is 81 multiplied by 6 times 6 is 36. So when we multiplied 81 with 36, we get 2960. So this answers part 3. And so we have answered all the exercise 1, 2, and 3, as well as all the corresponding parts.